Double life of a stand-in. The wedding march continued to loop in the Beverly Hills wedding banquet hall. Dylan held Chloe, who had just returned from New York, his gaze as cold as frozen hot pot. She's back, you can get lost. I pulled down the zipper of my wedding dress with a zip sound, instantly revealing my black professional outfit. I grabbed the microphone and cranked up the volume. Guys, who gets this? I'm today's gold medal MC. Let's give a round of applause to this perfect match couple. The audience erupted instantly. Some pulled out their phones to record frantically, and the comments section was probably spammed with, "This is insane." Dylan froze like a wax statue, and the smug look on Chloe's face cracked into the "Subway grandma looking at phone" meme. I strutted off in my high heels, cackling inwardly, a stand-in? It's just one of my 99 part-time jobs, specializing in flexible employment. I hopped on my electric scooter and dashed into the Los Angeles night breeze, with a roasted sweet potato I had just bought from the Chinese supermarket hanging on the handlebar. 10 minutes later, I parked precisely outside the night bar next to Hollywood Boulevard. I handed 3 large bags of takeout to the front desk, grinning as I calculated, this place has so many takeout orders they could wrap around the earth. The commission is secure, I'm having sweet potato freedom tonight. As I went upstairs, I took off my yellow delivery uniform, revealing a fairy-like white camisole dress underneath. I casually wiped my face, and my eyes instantly turned as red as if I'd just watched Lost in the Stars. Pushing open the private room door, I timidly looked at Dylan in the corner, my voice soft enough to squeeze water out. "Dylan, I brought you hangover medicine." The noisy private room fell silent instantly. Several men whistled and teased, "President Dylan, your drinking capacity isn't great, huh? You even need a little girl to bring you medicine, are you a lightweight?" Dylan's face turned as black as ink, he slammed his briefcase on the table with a bang. "Bella, by Shikio, how many times have I told you? You're just a stand-in, stay in line. Stop with this, art." I covered my face, secretly pulling eye drops out of my pocket and squeezing 2 drops into the corner of my eyes. When I looked up again, my eyes were brimming with tears. "Dylan, the doctor said you should drink less." I suddenly frowned mid-sentence. Why are these eye drops so spicy? Could they be fake ones I bought on Amazon for $9.90 with free shipping? Dylan sneered and pulled out a stack of dollars, slamming them on me. "Talking so much, you just want money, don't you?" Total gold digger confirmed. I bit my lip hard to hold back the laughter of, "I'm rich," sobbing, "I don't want." He pulled out a black card and threw it at my face, but his cool move lasted less than 3 seconds. "Is 1 black card enough? Get out." I tilted my head, and the black card accurately stuck in my ponytail, specializing in precision catching. I sniffled, "Then I'll leave, enjoy yourself." As soon as I stepped out of the private room, I ducked into the bathroom, changed into a janitor's uniform, put on a hat and mask, becoming a total, invisible person. There was so much cash on the floor, even mosquito meat is meat. When I went back with a broom and dustpan, no one paid attention to me, the janitor. I pretended to sweep, gathering the bills into the dustpan, silently chanting, "Get rich, get rich. Turn around." A cold voice suddenly sounded. My heart skipped a beat. I pretended not to hear and tried to slip away, but Dylan grabbed my wrist. "I told you to turn around, didn't you hear? Take off your mask. Don't think you can pass as in a janitor's uniform. Turn around." A cold voice suddenly sounded. My heart skipped a beat. I pretended not to hear and tried to slip away, but Dylan grabbed my wrist. "I told you to turn around, didn't you hear? Take off your mask. Don't think you can pass as a passerby in a janitor's uniform." Oh no, did this jerk develop golden eyes? I suddenly tore off my mask, revealing thickly drawn eyebrows and a fake mustache I'd glued on. I lowered my voice to a deep, hoarse tone with a hint of foreign accent. "Oh my God. President Dylan, what do you want? Could it be you're into the macho man type? Dylan's hand loosened in shock, and I took the chance to lean in, deliberately breathing into his ear. I'd just eaten durian and stinky tofu from the Chinese supermarket, and the smell was potent, specializing in chemical attack. President Dylan, I knew you liked macho men, I cooed in a breathy voice, rubbing his arm. I've had a crush on you for ages, and today I can finally snuggle up. Get away from me. Back off. Back off. Dylan covered his nose and stepped back, his face turning as red as if he'd just eaten chili. I refused to comply, clinging to his arm and squirming wildly. President Dylan, hit me, I just love how fierce you are. I then rolled on the floor, clinging to his leg and screaming, ah. Master. Hit me more. President Dylan's waist is a deadly knife. Who gets this? Everyone in the private room was stunned, their jaws practically hitting the floor. Dylan's expression contorted like he'd swallowed a fly as he roared, security. Where's security? There's a lunatic here. Get him out. Just as security rushed in, I grabbed the cash from the dustpan and stuffed it into my coat, slid to the door on the broom, jumped over the second-floor railing, landed steadily on the stairs, and sprinted to the women's bathroom, yelling, thank you, as I ran. After washing off the mustache and changing into a leather jacket, I became a bar security guard again. Stopping the passing security guard Mike, I looked innocent. Mike, what's going on? I seem to have heard someone, furious with incompetence, just now. Some pervert attacked President Dylan just now. He's so angry he's about to ascend on the spot, and wants that guy caught. I widened my eyes, putting on a full acting show. President Dylan is so pitiful. Let's go chase him. This pervert has no manners. But inwardly, I was over the moon, trying to catch me. Practice for another 10 years. I'm a master of counter-reconnaissance. A year ago, I transmigrated into this cheesy CEO novel and became the White Lotus female lead Bella, who shares my name. In the original story, the female lead endures abuse for 999 chapters and finally forgives the male lead out of softness. But I'm different, my heart is made of dollars, and I'll never take a losing deal, specializing in making money is the top priority. That night, I soaked my feet and ate sweet potatoes in my Los Angeles apartment when the door was kicked open with a bang. Dylan stood at the door like a debt collector from hell, frowning at my feet. Why are you so leisurely? Still, soaking feet for health, here? Probably because I have athlete's foot and need to soak them well, otherwise I might infect you. I replied seriously. He froze, then suddenly roared 3 seconds later, I was harassed by a lunatic today, and you don't care at all. Are you heartless? I finished the last bite of sweet potato and was about to get up when Dylan suddenly pounced and held my head down, trying to kiss me forcefully. I reacted quickly, slapping him twice on both cheeks. The slap sound was crisp and loud. His eyes turned red, and he raised his hand to hit back. I ran out the door in my slippers, shouting as I ran, a gentleman uses his mouth, not his hands. This is domestic violence. I'm calling the police. You dare to run. He grabbed cosmetics from the table and threw them at me. I caught 2 with one hand and even managed to catch one with my head. After all, I'd worked part-time as an acrobat in Las Vegas, specializing in flexible movement. Just as he was about to throw a cactus, I darted in front of him. President Dylan, I suggest you leave quickly, or someone will sacrifice tonight, like this potted cactus. He sneered and slung me over his shoulder. We'll talk on the bed. I bit my lip and held it in for 3 seconds, then used my butt as the center, and let out a series of farts, puff puff, like a machine gun. Dylan stiffened, twitched his nose, and only managed to say one sentence before passing out, you don't play by the rules. To prevent him from taking revenge, I fed him 2 sleeping pills, silently chanting, good night Makabaka. Early the next morning, I went to Los Angeles International Airport. Today is Chloe's return date. In the original story, she became a movie queen after studying in New York. I had long followed her account and even became her die-hard fan, with a super topic level of 10. Not many fans were there to pick her up. I held my camera ready to take photos, but froze the second I saw Chloe, that side profile, that head-to-body ratio. No wonder she's the white moonlight. She's simply Nua's masterpiece. When I snapped back to reality, she was about to be escorted away by bodyguards. I panicked and shouted. When I was little, my clothes always tore, so my mom signed me up for a class. The tailor teacher asked us, whose clothes always tear? I stood up first and said, mine tear, mine tear. Chloe spun around suddenly. I ran up to her, ready to ask for an autograph, but she stared at me in shock like she'd seen an alien. I felt uneasy under her gaze. Sis, I'm your fan, but I don't do that sassying fan stuff. It's not you who's missing, my vitamin E sister. She suddenly smiled, her voice so familiar it made my scalp tingle. Wasn't this the rich woman I'd voice chatted with a few days ago? At that time, she even said she'd send me a carnival gift. I cleared my throat and gave the code. Today I found a yellow hair on myself, so I checked it out. It's because of a lack of vitamin A. Chloe quickly covered my mouth and whispered in my ear with a laugh, don't say my online name, lapis lazuli purple butterfly orchid blossom lapis lazuli purple butterfly orchid blossom lapis lazuli purple butterfly orchid blossom, in public. It's too embarrassing, the fans will laugh at me for being secondary school. Dylan's roar suddenly came from afar, as loud as a lion's roar. What are you two doing? He charged over, pointing at my nose and scolding, Bella, is this your revenge, seducing Chloe? That's such a green tea move. I immediately pushed Chloe away, tears streaming down like a faucet. Is this the girl in the photo in your wallet? Then what am I? A toy for you when you're bored? Dylan froze, then said coldly, remember your place, you're just a stand-in, don't flatter yourself. When he turned to Chloe, his tone softened enough to squeeze water. Long time no see, you're still so beautiful. Chloe shook his hand politely. Dylan suddenly grabbed me like I was a tool. Come shopping with Chloe and me on Rodeo Drive, I'll give you $10,000 for each thing she buys. I was about to refuse when he scoffed, gold digger, is it too little? $100,000 should be enough, right? Don't be ungrateful, gold digger, is it too little? $100,000 should be enough, right? Don't be ungrateful. I immediately changed my expression, my eyes lighting up like light bulbs. President Dylan, let's go right now. Specializing in thorough service. When we got to Rodeo Drive, I headed straight for a luxury perfume shop and introduced products to Chloe skillfully. This one has citrus top notes and sandalwood base notes. Spray it and you'll be a wealthy flower, perfect for you. Chloe was tempted and picked up bottle after bottle. Dylan followed behind carrying bags, his face as dark as the bottom of a pot, probably bleeding internally. He pulled me aside to question me, but I reddened my eyes first, specializing in preemptive strike. You're happy when Chloe's happy, right? As long as you're happy, I'm willing to take care of her, even if I'm just your background board. Dylan's anger vanished instantly. He took out his phone and transferred $2 million to me. You're sensible. I looked at the transfer notification, overjoyed. They can call me a gold digger, even a attention seeker, I don't care. My phone suddenly rang. It was Tina. She's Dylan's half-sister and also my other boss. As a spy planted beside Dylan, she pays much more generously than Dylan, specializing in spending big money. Bella, go on a blind date for me this afternoon, $100,000. I paused mid-yawn, instantly alert. President Tina, what did you just say? The signal is bad, I didn't hear clearly. Could you say it again? She laughed and said, a blind date at a Beverly Hills restaurant, just mess it up, don't let the other person like me. I immediately agreed, guaranteed to complete the task. specializing in professional saboteur. When I arrived at the restaurant, the blind date Ryan turned around, and his clean-cut face made me freeze. This was completely different from the playboy Tina described. He was simply a good student through and through. He also froze. Miss Tina, you're different from what I imagined. Why are you wearing sunglasses and a hat? I mimicked Tina's way of covering my mouth and giggling, my voice sickly sweet. Hee, have you ordered? I'm a bit hungry. During the meal, he asked again, aren't you taking off your sunglasses and hat? Are you socially anxious? I laughed and evaded the question. Just a personal quirk, Mr. Ryan, don't mind it, but I was panicking inside. Taking them off would blow my cover. This is a fraud blind date. After dinner, he wanted to add WeChat. I casually took out the QR code, then suddenly realized, this is my work WeChat for online tutoring. Ryan froze halfway through scanning, suddenly opening his eyes wide. Teacher Bella? It's me, Jason. What are you doing here? I took off my sunglasses and hat, completely dumbfounded, specializing in large-scale social death scene. What are you doing here? Are you going on a blind date for your brother? He said with a wrong tone. My brother said blind dates are too much trouble, so he asked me to handle it. I patted his shoulder, specializing in reaching a consensus. Okay, we're even. Don't tell your brother about this, and I won't tell Sister Tina. Let's pretend it never happened. He nodded obediently, just like my student in class, specializing in being obedient. Half a month later, I stood at the door of a Malibu villa in a butler's uniform, yawning, with a thermos of goji berry tea in my hand. This part-time butler job was leisurely and well-paid, simply a divine job. But unexpectedly, I just received notice that the villa owner's son was coming to stay. When I saw Dylan getting out of a limited edition sports car, I quickly covered my mouth to hold back laughter. He held Chloe and immediately planted a French kiss on her, so inseparable that Uncle Driver and I exchanged a glance, both awkwardly looking away. I muttered inwardly, did they have suction cups in their mouths? This kiss could wrap around the earth 3 times. After finally waiting for them to enter the villa, I was about to show them the way when they hugged and kissed their way to the sofa, specializing in being clingy. I stood in the corner staring at the floor tiles, and when I counted to the 108th one, I suddenly heard a thud. Chloe actually knocked Dylan out with a palm strike. I give this move full marks. Miss Bella, come here. Chloe wiped her mouth, pulled sleeping pills out of her bag and stuffed them into Dylan's mouth, calm as ever. He wants my money, I want his looks, mutual benefit. Whoever takes it seriously loses. She hooked her finger at me, smiling like a fox. Cutie, sister has a business deal for you, guaranteed to make you money. A few days later at a Beverly Hills banquet, Dylan and Chloe had a fight, probably over uneven profit distribution. To annoy Chloe, he dragged me to be his date, specializing in annoyance purposes. As soon as he saw Chloe, he pushed me away. Go wander on your own, don't embarrass me, don't be an attention seeker. I rolled my eyes and headed straight for the buffet area. Who has time to act with him? I'm here for my food live stream part-time job, specializing in eating is the top priority. I piled my plate high with food, found a corner, and started live streaming on my phone. Guys, this lobster is amazing, cute tender meat, 1 bite at a time, who gets this? I'm definitely eating until I'm stuffed today. Suddenly someone spoke in my ear. Teacher Bella? Why are you live streaming a food show here? I choked and coughed violently, almost spitting out the lobster. When I looked up, it was Jason. The world is so small. He handed me a glass of water, apologetic. Sorry, teacher, I scared you. I didn't mean to. I was about to speak when the lights in the venue suddenly went out. Someone covered my mouth, and the last thought I had before passing out was, that unfinished lobster, what a waste. My great cause of eating isn't finished yet. When I woke up again, I found myself tied to a pillar in an abandoned factory on the outskirts of Los Angeles. Chloe and Jason were also tied beside me, specializing in group team building. A scar-faced man clapped and laughed, sounding like a professional villain. Dylan, both your little lovers are in my hands. Bring the ransom quickly. I looked around confused, dumbfounded. Wait, where's Dylan? What's the point of kidnapping the three of us? This isn't how Besiege Way to Rescue Zhao works. The scar-faced man froze, then roared, he ruined my family. You pay his debt. Stop talking nonsense. I raised an eyebrow, then why don't you kidnap him directly? Can't beat him? He was left speechless, rushing over to yank my hair. Shut up. Be stubborn again and I'll be rude to you. But he didn't know that in the 51 seconds I was talking back to him, I had already cut the ropes with the blade hidden in my sleeve, specializing in secret operations. I leaped up, took off my coat, revealing my muscles and big flower arm. To cosplay a character, I had long shaved my hair into a crew cut and worn wigs usually. Who wouldn't say, awesome, at this contrast? Didn't expect it? I used to be a kidnapper in New York too, specializing in professional counterkill. I cracked my knuckles. Chloe's eyes lit up like she'd seen a savior. Miss Bella, help me beat them up. I'll give you my autograph and take you to meet celebrities in Hollywood. Jason, on the other hand, looked serious, specializing in abiding by the law. Teacher, don't beat them to death. Leave some breath to call the police. We need to defend our rights legally. The scar-faced man looked at my muscles, his wig falling to the ground, muttering, what kind of people are these? This is too crazy. I tied the kidnappers into a ball, like a zongzi, then squatted down and asked, tell me, what was your original plan? Don't try to lie, I'm an anti-fraud expert. He cried and said, we wanted to video call Dylan to extort some money. I took out my phone to record, smiling like a little money fan. Okay, this evidence is enough. Later we can go to the Los Angeles police station to claim the reward. Tonight we'll go to Chinatown for hot pot, I'll treat. I turned to Chloe and Jason with a smile, let's go, return with full load, and let Dylan reimburse us for mental damages by the way.